Let's see what goes into the Del Monte Early Garden Blend. These peas sit for their portrait just as they came off the vines, a jumbled collection of mixed-up sizes. Many of them just don't have what it takes for Del Monte. So let's put them through the grater and sort them into their respective sizes. Now, as peas grow in size, their flavor undergoes marked changes. These two young fellows are weak and watery. Flavor hasn't yet had a chance to develop. So Del Monte says, out you go. As peas approach old age, their sugars change to starch. So these overgrown ones, hard and starchy, their flavor gone, are ruled out too. It's the blending of those in-between sizes that gives the true, natural pea flavor. And that's exactly what Del Monte takes for its early garden blend, the pick of the pod.
Gee, I guess that's why they taste so good.
Why, of course. You know, I can hear my mother now. Feel the pod, son, she'd say. Take just the best ones. So I'd leave those skinny little flat ones that had no flavor, and the big old ones that were hard and starchy, and take just the prime plump ones, like they do at that cannery. Now, were they good? Yes, sir, those peas we had tonight were just like old times.
Yes, that's one important keynote to Del Monte flavor. The Colossus grater, at one fell swoop, unravels those mixed-up sizes and catalogs them for blending. The little ones first, the big ones last. And there you are. So far, so good. Our peas are nicely segregated into proper sizes. But now another safeguard. The quality grater gives them a double check for prime perfection. In its continuous brine bath, any hard, starchy peas sink to the bottom, like pebbles in a duck pond. The tender, sweet ones, being of lighter specific gravity, bob up to the top and travel swiftly on to further proving grounds. Still, the elimination race goes on. From the quality grater, the peas travel on to white conveyor belts, where sharp-eyed experts, armed with automatic pickers, are on the alert for broken or discolored peas. This is just one more safeguard to the quality of that early garden blend. After this careful working over, the peas roll off the belt and into hoppers that channel them into the blending flumes. These bring together peas of the selected sizes, not too young, not too old, but just those exactly right in-between sizes to produce that natural, delicate, right-off-the-vine flavor. There's no hit or miss, no guesswork in that famous Del Monte pack. When these selected middle sizes come together in the final blend, you get a balance of the finest flavor ever captured from a garden on a dewy June morning. Up to this point, it has been a long series of cold tubs and showers for those fast-traveling peas. Now, in this long cylinder, the blancher, they take their first hot water plunge, winding up a cleaning job that started way back at the other end of the cannery. And then, just as you do in your own shower of a morning, the peas jump under that last cold spray on the shaker washer. By now, every one of those ambitious young peas knows its bend places, and no mistake about it. Comes now the final ordeal, a rigid inspection for broken pieces or discolored specimens. If a pea can get by this gauntlet of sharp-eyed eliminators, it can throw out its chest and say, "I'm a world champion. I made good." Why all this trouble, all this constant inspection, the careful selection and painstaking elimination? Because Del Monte is determined that any product under its label will be the best that nature, science, men and machines combined can produce. That's the answer. These are the prime peas of the harvest, skillfully blended to produce that succulent right from the garden flavor, uniform in color, uniformly tender, as perfect as nature could make them. It's the last lap now, and those tender peas, like a June morning peeking at you through a window, are lined up at attention, awaiting their turn at the filling machine. just before the fill, each can gets a cleansing blast of live steam. Canning is a fast tempo climax that happens faster than you can say Del Monte, and the filling machine, little less than human, fills each can at the rapid fire rate of 3 to the second. Then away they march like an endless parade of proud tin soldiers into the automatic sealer where caps are crimped on, and they're ready for the cookers, huge pressure cookers, checked and checked again by rigid time and temperature controls. Only a short while before, the peas inside those cans were growing in the fields. In any man's language, that's travelin'. Such is the story of Del Monte peas, a story of quality started long before the seeds themselves were planted in the soil, a quality nurtured in the fields by scientific cultivation, improved in the cannery by careful selection and exacting supervision, and made available under the famous Del Monte label to housewives everywhere. From field to cannery, it's one continuous cycle of unremitting care, of men, methods, and machines, all dedicated to one ideal, that Del Monte peas shall be none but the pick of the pod.